Current podcast.
Or a podcast.
Current podcast. Find us everywhere you listen to podcasts. Now you get to see what it takes to create something for y'all to listen to and watch. I hope y'all appreciate it. Let's get it.
Now he's
I think he was there the year that we started the podcast.
now he's a brace face.
For real, bro.
I just started it today. Like,
Speaking to the mic, son. Speaking to the mic, son. I'm being serious.
all right.
But be careful,
yeah.
don't put it too close because it's gonna.
Nah,
it's
you
like
want to have it
magnet.
like you want to have it
Like this,
that.
right?
It'll
Yeah,
get stuck to your braces. That's magnet.
It'll get stuck to your
Yo,
brace.
yo,
Stop touching your teeth.
dude, it just feels weird.
Were you forced to get braces?
No.
You wanted to get braces?
Yeah.
Why'd you want to get braces?
So like, once
Did you have jacked up teeth?
No, not really.
Were you insecure about your smile? Did you have a crooked smile?
Were you like J. Cole with a
On
crooked
the
smile?
way, on the way, on the way.
The reason why I wanted to get braces right now, because I just got out the football season my freshman year, and by the time I'm a junior, senior,
Put your hand out your face.
by the time I'm a junior or senior, like, I could have straight teeth in my photos for varsity.
So you want to have $1 million smile.
Yes, sir.
You had it here, folks, Brokes.
Brokes?
That's right, Brooks. You mother Brooks. That's what Shy is.
Bros.
Yeah, bros.
Say bros.
I like that.
I was like, you got to hear first, bros. You're not ugly. You just broke. That's what it is.
Well, he's broke too, but yeah, I get it.
Not broke enough to get braces. I mean, think about it. If you see Cristiano Ronaldo when he was like late teens, you know, dude had jacked up teeth, like jacked up teeth. You know what I mean? And then throughout his career, you know, he gets some money, fixes his face, fixes all that stuff, and it's like now you got Cristiano Ronaldo what you have right now. You know what I mean? But that wasn't what he was originally, you know, type of stuff. And you see that with a lot of things, a lot of people better said. But no, for real, like, did you see your smile and like look like, oh, I want to fix my smile type of thing?
No, not necessarily. It was just like,
Or your teeth better said? Straighten them out a little more?
yeah, straighten them out. Just have better teeth by the time I'm barely getting out of high school. So
So you're ninth grade right now, right? Man, you're going to Lakewood High School right now. You how was your first full season of football? How'd that go for you?
it went good. Just
Didn't end the way you expected it,
no, it didn't.
but you know that's life. How did you take that lesson?
Just keep working. Just
But your immediate reaction, what was your immediate reaction after, you don't play in the fourth quarter and then, your team doesn't pull it off and then, how was that immediate feeling afterwards, like type of thing?
just like disappointment. I felt like I did something wrong for my coaches to not put me in that fourth quarter moment. When I know if I would have been out there, I would have made an impact and not letting my QB getting sacked.
Because you were lineman. Got it. That's interesting. Yeah, because I was there for that game. We both were, and to see the emotion on your face afterwards, bro, like in a lot of ways, like I felt it, bro. Like I felt like because I saw the good amount of the game, so seeing that emotion, I was like, damn, like it really made me feel like, damn, my nephew's growing up in a lot of ways because like I've never seen him cry like that, like type of thing. Like I can't, like he can get his ass whooped because he's being a bad kid and they don't affect him at all. He'd be laughing and whatnot. But like that, seeing him devastated like that, I was like, you look worse than a heartbreak, my boy, like type of thing. And to see you that you were really dedicated and all that stuff, it was admiring, but at the same time, I liked it because it was that experience you needed to be like, oh, you got to work harder. What you thought was enough isn't enough, and that's the harsh reality sometimes of life and whatnot. But that's why, like us as Angelinos, admire Kobe so much because he really took that to heart. He took those defeats and those losses to heart and did everything he had to do on the off season to come back and make sure that didn't happen again, type of thing. So it's like I'm glad that was a learning lesson for you, and you're gonna have many more of those in your high school career, and beyond that, and it's something that all of us in this room sometimes wish we can go back to those high school
So,
years.
so let me ask you about those high school years, because your kid football team, your team makes it to the finals for Frost off, right? On football. What do you what how do I put it? What perks did you see coming out of being on a football team at school? Like, did you see yourself be treated different by teachers, other students, aside from, like, let's say if you would have been somebody that doesn't play football and just would have been like, I'm not doing nothing, I'm just coming to school to go to school? Or do you feel like there's advantages when it comes to being an athlete, a student athlete?
There for sure is some advantages and disadvantages. Starting off with when teachers, they expect more of you, like
Boom.
way more of you.
That's for sure.
And if you don't meet their expectations, obviously they'll tell your coach, and coach will make sure you meet your teacher's expectations and go beyond to show the program and to show everyone else that this program isn't here just a joke. It's here for CIF championships, for just success. And advantages are you get more respect for sure, because what other kid could go out there, take hits, get back up, keep playing the game?
Right. So, like, when you said respect, does that respect reflect when you're like walking in the hallways in class, or being somebody that, like, you're being picked to answer a question in class, and let's say you say the wrong answer, and somebody like myself, like, I remember seeing, I was an athlete, so if I said the wrong answer, I wasn't really ridiculed, but sometimes they would laugh and, make fun of you, depending on who you are, right?
Right.
If you're cool enough to be with people, and then there's also people that, like, they get made fun of and they're going to get mad. Doesn't matter if they're an athlete or not. But did that respect reflect in that aspect too, or was it just like on the field thing?
I think
Was it like also seen, like, were you a cool kid seen because, oh, I'm on the team and we made it to the finals? We might have not won it, but we made it to the finals type stuff. Like,
right. I think it reflects on both, but once you get to the field, it's like if you're on the other side of the ball from me, obviously that respect goes away until practice is over or that game is over. Because in that moment, it's like, I'm here to win, not to make friends.
oh, for sure.
But during school, I feel like you're known as like a football player. So like any little thing is like I don't know how to explain it. Like every little thing is very damn.
Observe.
Yeah, like everyone's watching you.
You're under the scope.
Yeah.
In other words,
For sure.
yeah, I feel that. And with that being said, how do you carry yourself? Being realistic and all that, do you carry yourself? Do you have that in mind, like, oh, I'm being watched, or you're just like afterwards, you're like, oh snap, I forgot.
Like I always have that mind that everyone's watching me. There's always teachers gonna be right there, like, oh, Julian did this, Julian did that. But sometimes when like me and my teammates were just messing around, we will get like a little bit of ahead of ourselves. We'll make sure like we're not like doing overly crazy stuff that would get kicked off the team. We're just like
You
messing around.
you mind if I give you a piece of advice?
Yes, sir.
Oh
No, sir, I do not mind.
You should definitely be considering, like, move, like, you're already doing great, you know what I'm saying, but continue to keep the word integrity close to your heart, because that's part of what you're talking about, doing right when somebody's watching you. But it's especially more important to do right when nobody's watching, you know what I'm saying? Because then that reflects in a totally different way than when somebody's watching, because you're getting to an age where people are going to start being to observe you and be able to know when you're kidding. They can smell it off you. So like there's a lot of people that could read people real good, right? Like off the first few sentences you're saying, So remember to keep that word close to your heart and apply it in your life, so that you're known as a reliable, responsible young man, that your word is your bond. You know what I mean? Because I like I said, it was very impactful for me to see how I remember seeing you as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old with me as a a young adult, me myself, trying to like figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. And just seeing you grow up from I'm cutting your hair at the house to then I'm cutting your hair at the shop. And then one time you did this thing where like I was just laying down on the side of my bed, and I'm probably just like, if I'm in the position that I remember myself in, I'm basically sitting on the end of my bed and my back is like that. So I'm in this contemplative like type of state. And then you come in trying to like mess around, and you get the comb, and you start like messing around like if you're cutting my hair. And that was like, I didn't have no kids at the time. So at that time I treated you like my kid. So for you to do that kind of kept me like, damn, I gotta keep this barber up because, you know, he's watching me. You're watching me. And then to see you now go to that extent, like you watched us grow up also, just like you were growing up at the same time. I gotta give you mad respect and love to see you go from like you were kind of falling apart, not falling apart, you were falling behind with your grades in 8th grade and everything, and you were kind of like up, but you know, excuse my language, but you eventually got on your saddle and you were like, man, I gotta get to work if I want to play football. And you proved myself wrong because I was one to think, like I told you before. Now it's on camera. I told you before that I doubted you at first. I was like, is this kid gonna actually stay on the football team? Are his grades gonna allow him to? Or is he gonna keep up with the grades to do that? And I gotta give you props for keeping your grades there, you know, and not getting complaints and not, you know, like, I'm sorry that you didn't get to play the last quarter of the game. You know, the coach had whatever reason that he had to make that call, which to me was foolish because you had a lot of energy, especially that you saw both your uncles and your mom and your dad there supporting you, that for them not to play you. But mad love and respect. Keep the work up. Keep it up because you're a young man that...
I'm going to say double up, if anything.
Yeah, bro, triple up, bro, because life is only going to get harder at this point. It's not going to get easier. You're going to be expected of even more with each year that goes on and on and on.
And the crazy part, I have to say, from a football playing perspective, like, your potential your ceiling, you can see that it's very high. Your potential is very high, but what you need to do now is that preparation. That off season has to be very... You have to go in this off season, bro. You have to really get your body right, get it going, so that the next time we have you on this pod, bro, you're looking like a young grown man too, because you're starting to really mold that thing, bro. And that's important that you really start to take that seriously, because like we're saying right now, like, one thing is what they see on the field with your opponents, what they saw this season, but they're not gonna see all the work that you're gonna put off. They're gonna see you next season when you get on the field again. And they're going to feel even more strength this time. You know what I mean? And the goal is to, you know, you impress your coaches enough to be like, oh, this kid is not supposed to be in JV no more. He got to be in varsity.
Right.
Because that you've developed yourself.
Yeah, we spoke about that as soon as your season wrapped up and you were disappointed. Yeah, I had never seen you, you know, pour it out like that and be that upset. But you have to now put in that work when nobody's watching. You have to set, like, I've sent you videos lately that there was one that really resonated with me, because if I do say so myself, I wish I was talking to myself how I'm talking to you when I was your age. There was a moment where I wish I yearned that my dad could have related to me and been like, yeah, you want to play in school? Then get the grades right. Like, he was more like, nah, man, focus on just graduating to get a job. Like, he was like, you're too short to play ball. What do you think, you're going to go to NBA? Like, instead of like, he was just very too raw and too realistic for my liking at that time. Like, to me, I don't care how tall you are. If you have the heart and the passion for something, go for it. That's my way of thinking, right? And I would have wished that I had somebody like myself telling me that at that age. So go hard right now, bro. Hit the weight room. Do things that you're going to have to sacrifice, going out with friends, coming to see family sometimes, because you want to be in the gym. You want to be doing things that are really going to impact your future. But if you don't put that work, if you don't sacrifice certain moments, it's almost like when I started a business, I had to sacrifice Thanksgivings, Christmases. I had to work those days at the beginning of being a barber because I knew Enzo. Nobody knew who I was. Everybody was like, well, I guess I'll try you out. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with you in football. Like, now you got to prove to that coach why he shouldn't do that no more. Or he not going to play you when it's crunch time. Because you've put in the work when nobody's watching. And you gotten stronger. You gotten more smarter. You've developed a different work ethic than the person that's in the line next to you. And it's going to show. But it's only going to show if you put in the work. You know what I'm saying? So it's the off season now. Now it's time to buckle down and really focus on where do you want to go. Because if I had somebody telling me these things when I was 16, bro, and I love, like, during the season I was working hard. I loved it. But the off season is where I kind of like started like slacking off and doing things I wasn't supposed to, like smoking weed. That's what I did, and I wasn't supposed to be doing that at that age. But to me now, I look back and I'm like, did I stunt my own growth? You know what I'm saying? Because I was a part-time athlete, which a lot of kids end up getting caught up with. Like, because that's the thing about football. It's in the beginning of the year. And then first 12, 13 weeks, if that, and then it's over. And then now you got the whole season, the rest of the season to off season. And then a lot of people just get comfortable. Their grades drop. And now you're struggling to make it to the next seasons because they're going to use those grades right there at the end, they're going to use for you to make the team again. So I've seen people get comfortable and teams that made it to the finals not make it to the finals again because people started up in class and not doing what they were supposed to. So, man, like I said, it's only gonna get harder, bro. So keep up the hard work. It's easier to keep up than to catch up. So, what you got?
You don't
Aries?
want to be serving ketchup.
Can I say something? It's probably gonna be a couple minutes, and that's just to like, in a sense, piggyback off what you said, and something that he said earlier too. Like he's talking about like we can't speak to ourselves in the past, right? And then what he was saying right now, if I had somebody back then to tell me what I'm trying to tell you right now, I probably would have, not slacked off and whatever. Well, wouldn't it be beautiful if like this generation right here, your generation, were to be like, you know what? I'm just not gonna be distracted by anything. I'm gonna listen exactly to what these guys have to say, as far as like your uncles, right? Your mama. It's because it's very hard for a teenager to listen 100% and then do as what he's being told because he's a kid and he's gonna freaking react to his own and make his own decisions. But if you were to 100% be in the program, be like, no, I'm gonna be in this program and I'm gonna listen to 100% what they're telling me because they're gonna try and avoid me making mistakes that they made in the past. They're literally giving you the blueprint to life. That you could be the beginning of something that creates the rest of the generations to change that mindset. You know what I'm saying? But you have to like literally run that program and be like, no distractions. Like.
Can I pardon you real quick? To say one thing? You ever seen those videos when people are about to get like select the college they're going to, and they're surrounded by all this family, or they're about to get drafted,
And they're like,
it's those people around them that were these people that were telling you that were like, hey, like, do these things, don't do that type of stuff, and it's like that's the pinnacle of what he's telling you right now, basically.
I mean, that's just one of the like peaks.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
you
like,
go, like this, you
that's
just
the way
went
I see it. I visualize it when he's saying like all the people around you.
Right now
is
is one of the first peaks, like from ninth grade and go to the finals and lose. That's one of the like you forget winning because the game is like you won or not or lost, but the fact that you made it to the finals, right? That's a peak, and then the next peak would be like he's saying when we're all standing behind you, rooting you on because you're about to sign where you want to go. You're about to pick the hat. What college gave you that D1 scholarship that they gave you a full ride because you put in that work when we were advising you to,
And you're seeing that right now with people that you're telling me that are in seniors, junior years, already getting offers to Oregon and to all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
And it's not only your job, but it's also their job. And the people who actually care about you and are in your life, it's their job to stay committed to you and stay focused on your life and say, you know what, I want this kid to proceed and succeed in life. I don't want him to slip. Even though I know he slacks over here, I'm not gonna
give up on him
just because he fucking said fuck you to me last week. I mean, he's a kid. It's just like that happens. Part of my language, but it's just if you decide yourself, like I'm gonna stick to this program, and these people are not gonna tell me something that's gonna affect me in life. You know what I'm saying? If you stick to that program, then it becomes a lot easier for you to stay away from all this trouble that's coming your way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about life, bro. Life is it's full of struggles, bro. Like you can't. It's. I'm pretty sure no matter what, bro. Poor, rich, man, woman, old, young, struggles are present, no matter what. So it's like when you have those people around you, like you said, giving you the blueprint. And I don't know if you understand what the word blueprint means. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, literally the plan, the path to take to success. Like it's like in the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road or whatever you want to refer to it as, that's getting you to the place you want to be, you know what I mean? And the most precious thing in life is time. Time you never get back. Money, you're gonna get back. Relationships, friendships, whatever like that is gonna come because we're surrounded by it, just like with money, if you will. But like an actual like time you never get back, bro. All that time sometimes that's just playing on the PlayStation, bro, is just it being wasted in a sense, you know what I mean? So it's like even those things you have to, like you said, learn to sacrifice those things. Like instead of being like, I'm gonna spend all this time playing, it's like I gotta either start watching film of other teams or other schools, whatever it is, and start understanding the game to the next level, get your IQ up, start getting your physical up, and all that type of stuff, bro. And then beyond that, find other ways that stimulate your mind in a good way. Video games is cool, like we all like it and stuff, but trust, like we're all grown men, and I know that all of us don't have all that time again that we're talking about to do that. Like, is there some time to do it? For sure, but like to spend an exuberant amount of time, it's like you don't get that back. So it's like be very intentional with it. There's one thing that I say, it's like don't count the days, but make the days count, type of thing. So it's like you want to end the day and be like, I was productive today.
I mean, let's break it down. Like there's goals, right? And one thing I've learned in business to get good at attacking your goals is to reverse engineer them. So what you need to do right now is count how many days you have until the next season and get to work. Like he just said, don't count the days, make each day count. So as you're going along in each day from now to season, we're gonna hold you accountable. Like he said, we're supposed to be the ones to hold you accountable because we love you and we want you to go above and beyond the expected standards that we put on you and you put upon yourself. Because to be honest, bro, we're first generation Salvadorian. You're now second generation Salvadorian, Mexican, and Bolivian. You feel me? Like you got heritage in you that you don't even know right now, bro. And you really have to take that upon your shoulders and make people that you don't even know proud. But they got the same last name as you. They got the same blood as you.
You know what's crazy? In this new Kendrick album, bro, there's a bar he says, that's why my ancestors chose me. Bro, when he said that thing, I felt that bar, bro.
Bro, what song is that on?
I forget. I gotta look back at it.
Man in the Garden?
Man in the Garden?
I think.
He says it, and he says something like that in that, and I'm like, when he said that, it was so impactful, bro, because it's like, again, like I feel like we are really created with a purpose, bro. Like
King Kendrick.
like, you know what I mean? And it's like I look at it in like my dad's perspective. My dad, he took a big leap of faith, if you will, in trusting God, if you will, to sober him up and all that stuff, and broke a chain that was plaguing his family for a long time, you know.
Right.
And even my mom's side, like luckily that chain was broken too, because that generation chose not to be what, you know.
You know the funny thing about that though, it's crazy how the devil works in a wild way, where he tries to pair people up that are there, because you trauma bond with people, right, without even knowing, and it ends up happening where, you know, the same thing that my mom lived through with her father, she married somebody that was on the same path, you know, but God had other plans. So the thing about walking with God and believing with God, you have to have faith. And once you put faith and you start putting in the work, Julian, anything is possible. Your wildest dreams are possible. I'm telling you, I'm a kid from Van Nuys that I didn't think I'd be on Ventura this long. We going on 8 years, bro, in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I remember going across the street. There was my barber school was right there. I went to go to a couple classes, and never in that time that I was right there did I say, "Oh, my shop's gonna be right there when I'm out of here." Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just I had the faith and I put in the work. And I always tell anybody, bro, if I could do it, guess who else can do it? Anybody can do it. It don't matter what kind of color you are, what kind of height you are, how big, small, that don't matter at all. What matters is the work ethic and the faith that you have. And you have to believe in yourself, bro. So
that same song, I deserve it all.
That's what I'm saying. That's Man in the Garden.
Yes,
that's
sir.
My song. That's my favorite song on that album because it resonated with me. Where it's like I grew up again. Like, not to say my dad has a scarcity mindset because he doesn't, but he'd be like, "You're Salvadorian. We're Salvadorian. We drive Toyotas and Hondas. That's what we drive." And I'd be like, "Nah, bro, I want it all. I want to drive the Ferrari. Ain't no way you name me Enzo and I'm not going to be driving a Ferrari Enzo one day. Like, you tripping. I have to get at one day in my life to that. And if I, even like right now on camera, I'm talking to you, and if I'm 60 and you 30 something at that time and you tell me, where's the Ferrari? You told me on December, on November, what day are we in? 25th on the podcast. Oh, let's go look up the episode. At this time, you said, my name is Enzo. I got to own a Ferrari. And by the time I ain't there and I don't got a Ferrari, it don't got to be the Ferrari of El Año, but it got to be some type of Ferrari. Because that's just how, like, I made, like, a 1995 F40. At that time, how much would that cost? And if I invest in myself right and I worked hard, who says I can't have it? Why not? Like Kendrick said, I deserve it all.
Grand National.
So, bro, it's like, well, how much? What do you want out of it? I'm gonna ask you this question, and now you tell me, what do you want out of this life?
I want to make it to the NFL. I want to inspire kids like how Kobe did to me. Inspired me a lot.
Inspired you?
Yeah, same thing with you guys. You guys been inspiring me a lot. I want to own a Benz like you, like any Benz.
Why not, right?
Like, and I just want to like just go big with like you with the podcast. You guys made it this far. You have your own shop. It's crazy. It's just like,
I mean, I feel like you're in a great path because you're seeing people around you get offers, and you're seeing people get things that you're like, damn, it makes you aspire. Like you said, inspired. It just make you aspired for these things. So I definitely feel like you got to go after it, bro. What you got, Aries?
You, out of your uncles and your mom and God, you're the only one who knows yourself the best, right?
right.
So I want to say your uncle was talking about earlier how, you know, back then you were a little different. You were falling short with the grades and stuff like that. Do you feel yourself that you have changed a lot, that you're like a different young man that you were last year? And if so, what do you want to tell yourself in the future? Because you're not still what you're going to become in the future. You're not that person yet. So what do you want to tell yourself in the future? And then pretty much answer what I said. Right?
Yeah. In the future, just keep it going. I think I just need learn from my past experiences for sure, and just keep working hard. And if what was the second question?
You're now you're a completely different young man that you were last year or maybe a year and a half ago. Explain how you are that, and tell your younger self, right, whom you are no more, something right now to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like something that you feel in your heart, not just something that you feel people are gonna want to hear. Like really deep in your, like dig in your heart and be like,
Be authentic. Be
boom,
vulnerable.
you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna give you an example, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just it's okay to be vulnerable and try and tap in with that emotion because you've changed, and you should be celebrating yourself. You know what I'm saying? So,
I've changed a lot actually. Like, first off, my grades. I have better grades now. when I didn't have very good grades, my history teacher, she was like, "Oh, you want to do this, this, and that? You can't do none of that. I don't think you're gonna make it anywhere in life if your grades are like this." Not saying she's talking like, but like, I think she just putting some sense into me. But I revisited them. This was my middle school. I went 2 weeks ago after class because we got out early that day. I went to go like say hi to all my teachers. The teacher I want to go say hi to is her, to see what she would say. Right when I got in there, she's like, "Oh, you're not welcome here," and she kicked me out. And there's another ELA teacher, English. She did the same thing. Like, I guess they're across the hall from each other, so they're like close. So like we went twice, but the second time, she was like, "Oh, you're not welcome here." I'm like, "Oh, I just wanted to say I made it this far, and you've doubted me." So like that just like pissed her off, and she just walked me out to school.
A todos los maestros que me dieron duda y no sé.
I mean,
It's all good,
to
baby.
be honest, that's that should be fuel to the fire.
That I did.
You know what I'm saying? It should continue to do that because, I mean, I remember having a hit list that I was like, all right, this is the person that doubted me. I'm gonna prove you wrong, and bro, you would be surprised who were on that list. Your grandma was on that list. Like that was like one of the biggest chips on my shoulder, bro. That I was like, I gotta prove this lady wrong. She thinks I'm gonna do this. She thinks I'm gonna do that. She thinks I'm gonna fall into this habit or that habit. Like even when it came to bad habits, how like I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that because she's gonna win. She's gonna have the last laugh, and I'm gonna be the one in the bind. So I had to prove even her wrong. So that was my why at that time. Proving my mom wrong, proving doubters wrong. That's a big thing that at this age I could give you. And if I wish I would have known and really been able to conceptualize that thought of knowing your why at 16. Because I probably would have been further ahead even then. Like, cause I was pretty sharp at that age too. Don't get me wrong, at 16 to 19, I was a knucklehead, but then like I was still sharp. I was like still doing things that you'd be like, what the hell? How did this kid manage to do that? Or how it's like my parents used to be like, how are you feeding yourself? Or how where like because they cut me off financially. So you don't want to get to that point where your family where you're messing up that bad. But
Definitely not.
Be sharp to the sense where you're like, you could also be the kid on the football team selling candy on the low. And making some money because people want some candy and you trying to fill that need. Find the need that people got they need. All right, I'm gonna sell them some candy. I'm gonna bring some drinks and sell them some drinks, some sodas, some stuff that's not at the school. You know,
find a demand. Find a demand.
Yeah, find a demand is
Just
something.
not drugs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about legal stuff.
No, well, bringing that up real quick right now, and this is like something that I really want to touch on because you were talking about, and when you mentioned right now, cool. Generations today, bro, I've seen it a lot, and like it's crazy because there was this chick who lived in the apartment where I live in. She's just turned 17, but I was seeing this chick at 15 in front of my building. 15 years old, Juju, with like hickeys all over her neck. Okay, a different guy every day, getting caught up messing around in the parking lot, doing drugs, smoking. Not too long ago, I would see her in front of my building doing some Galaxy gas. What is that called?
Yeah, Galaxy gas.
Galaxy gas.
Galaxy gas?
Yeah.
That's like Nas, but some other type of like
Are you
computer
serious,
cleaner.
bro?
But let me say something.
That's crazy.
Like that is very obtainable to kids, bro, everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
And though that may look cool, or your coolest friends are doing it, or the baddest football players are probably doing it, and they're like, and you're around them, and they're gonna be like, here, Juju, take, you'll be fine. Look, right here, we're not gonna ask you whether you've done something or not, but if you're ever in that position, Juju, I want you to fight that
Curiosity.
that temptation, that curiosity, that it's not even an urge or a temptation, because it doesn't come from you. It is a
Pressure.
Okay, or peer pressure. Okay, who gives a you don't look cool in front of them just because you didn't do no Galaxy gas or any type of drug that these kids are offering you. But what I'm saying is, like, please, kid, step away from all that if it's around you, because these kids get lost. They get lost in that. I've seen this girl get taken to crazy house because she was on crystal meth. She just turned 17, kid. Like she hasn't even lived her life yet, and I'm seeing this little girl freaking destroy her life out there.
Self-sabotage is
Insanely.
real.
And then what's crazy about it is that her mom slowly gave up on her one day. You know what I'm saying? I don't think your mom's ever gonna give up on you. So just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. All right? Like, don't ever. It's not cool. Not even the smoke that we do right here is cool. You know what I'm saying? If you when you become an adult one day, if you want to smoke some weed, that is on you, kid. But none of that other. No. Step away from all that.
I mean,
that's gonna stop you from being a great individual.
Yeah, because what he's talking about, to piggyback, it's like this girl, he saw a girl go from being sharp and seeing stuff and like being able to manipulate guys to the extent she had another guy every other day, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes some type of seduction or some type of sharpness, like ain't no dummy just doing that, you know what I'm saying? Girls are smart. But don't fall for the trap of messing around with a girl because it feels good, because the door that opens, you can't close ever again. That's another thing besides just sabotaging your life with drugs and bad friendships. And like, cause you're in an area where let's get on a ride and then you don't know what car you're in and you don't know what's in that car either. You know, there's so many things that can happen at your young age that you don't want to make a dumb mistake because, like he said, you felt pressure from your friends. Because trust me, that saying is not said for no reason. Curiosity killed the cat. And the sad thing about this life is a cat is in superstition supposed to have 9 lives, but we only get 1. So if you f around and find out, there goes your 1 life. And that life could be because you fried your brain one time, you hit the wrong thing. That might be because you got a girl pregnant at a young age. Now your NFL dreams are gone because you would have to work quadruple as hard to make it to the NFL at that point. And there ain't no saying that your mom's gonna want to support you and another child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It'd be most likely like you got to get to work. So these are like pitfalls that, like my dad used to always tell me, right? Siempre, para todo hay tiempo. Everything at its time. Right now, you need to focus on what the time is. Right now, you gotta get grades to stay in football, and those grades have to be good enough to reflect for college ball. And then after that, it's let's get that combine ready so I get the best draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the sky's the limit. But the only one that can hinder that potential is yourself. And that the best thing I could tell you is be wise, because we're heeding the call and we're being able to tell you, like, make the right choices. Your decision making, it's almost like when you're playing Madden and you're playing against your homies. To beat your homies, you got to make the right decisions as a play call, right? So look at your life like football. If you're the coach of your life, you get to call out the plays. If you call a dumbass play, what happens? You get cracked and you fumble the ball. Now what happens? The ops gets the ball. And now you're like, I got to work twice as hard to get the ball back.
It's like that one video I saw recently of Ray Longo, which is the coach of Aljamain Sterling. He's telling one of his fighters, they're like up against the cage. He's like, turn around. And when he turns around, the guy knees the crap out of him. And you just see Ray Longo like, damn, I shouldn't have told him to do that. So it's like, yeah, calling the wrong play can like make the wrong decision making can like definitely cost you big, you know what I mean? And that's.
But in that instinct, it's almost like I'd be like, the fighter should have gone with his instinct because you're relying on your coach.
No, but still at the same time.
No, for sure. But even then, like for instance, there might be a one day where you're getting offered 2 schools. They both have 2 benefits. I might tell you stay here. He might tell you go. Your mom might tell you're gonna have everybody telling you at that point, bro. Bite the bullet and make the best decision for you. But right now, we're giving you decision makers that are like, okay, don't hit that. Don't mess around with that girl because she's too fast. She's moving way too fast for my liking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to tap in with those type of girls that you see Patrick Mahomes with. That girl was with him when he was playing football in high school, like, and she saw potential in him. That's why she's not stupid to be like, oh, I'm gonna just chill with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Not be too fast and like go. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's examples out there that the blueprints have helped them to success. And there's examples out there that they've self-sabotaged. Like, you have his last name, Hernandez, had a great potential, won a Super Bowl, but had already caught a body, making dumb decisions. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I always think about that with you because I just ended the show, the Hernandez show on Hulu, and I'm like, damn, like, my nephew's last name is Hernandez. Yeah, and like, bro, to be honest, that's crazy that you have that last name. But after watching that show, I just think like, all right, my nephew just got to make it to the NFL to make that last name right again.
Yep.
That's literally what I tell myself. And like, damn, bro, that's a huge dream for me to have. I don't know if that's your dream, but like, bro, the sky's the limit. So if
questions for you though, this is also gonna be for you to be like again vulnerable and honest with yourself. What are some things that you feel like you struggle with, and some things you need to improve on?
My struggles, for sure. Me not like. Some days I just want to be in. Some days I want to be out. But I just need to focus on this one thing and not give lazy days, and just
Speak a little more into the mic.
like just keep going and not be, oh, I want to be here one day, I want to be there next day. Just keep going through with it. And
Now, what do you feel like you can improve on?
improve for sure. Like I said, just keep going and just staying to myself, honestly, because it's better to have a smaller group than a larger group, because I learned from that, not a hard, but just a weird way.
Yeah.
Like, I was in a big group of friends, and then they got caught up doing some weird stuff with drugs. So then I had to leave that group so I could just not be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that, especially if I'm trying to go far in my career. There's no point of being a part of that.
Your environment is a big thing. Is a big factor of how you're gonna be and all that. So it's good that you identify that. As far as staying consistent is probably one of the biggest things that anybody in life can struggle with. But there's some people that are good at it. You know what I mean? And I think one thing that I can give you an advice on is set yourself especially as being as an athlete, like set yourself up with a routine that's gonna set you up for success every day, and is gonna give you progress each day. So it's like right now that you're in the off season, you gotta really like think about like, all right, what can I do to get in shape? What can I do to improve those things, type of thing. You know what I mean? And start a consistency thing so that way every day, like we're saying, has its purpose. You're making it count. With little progress in the long run is big progress. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, just like he told you, the reverse engineering aspect and all that stuff. Time is ticking. So if you're gonna just be like, oh, I'm gonna just show it in the field next season, you're gonna be facing better competition and all that type of stuff. So consistency is also reminding yourself again the why. And there's certain things that you can do because you have to learn certain thing about yourself, is learning the way that you learn. Some people learn by hearing, some people hear better by watching. So what I mean by that is, like, if you have something like a goal that you want to reach, you should maybe have it written on your inside, like on your mirror somewhere posted, so when you walk out or when you wake up, it's something that's reminded to you visually. You know, like, this is the goal. This is what I'm trying to get to. And goals have long-term goals and short-term goals, like, you know what I mean? So you need to set yourself up with a short-term goal right now in this off season, like, you know what I mean?
you need to identify those things, and it could be something small as or as crucial, better said, as let me start getting consistent in finding a way to get myself into the gym. You know, talk to my mom. Your mom likes to go to the gym, dude. So it's like find a way for both of you guys to get to the gym, you know, after school and all that stuff. And that way it helps her, it helps you. And you know, what's up? Yeah, bonding time too. And then like again, these are the people that are investing into you. So your mom's not gonna be like, no.
The biggest thing, Julian, is that I don't know if they haven't mentioned it yet or they're gonna mention it, but hearing you say like there's days where you want to go, and then there's days like where you want to stay, or like stay at that comfort level. The biggest enemy right now, man, is yourself.
For sure.
You know, all that. You know, like I don't feel like putting in the work today. Like, how do you expect those athletes got there? Because they put in the work. They put themselves uncomfortable. They put themselves in those uncomfortable spots. You know, those rings, those belts, all that was through hard work, man. You know, from moments where I haven't seen one of your games, but just hearing these, I mean, like, dude, you got talent in you, bro. You know, deep down, like, you got talent. And, you know, in order for you to move on, you got to get uncomfortable. You know, in order for you to push forward, and, you know, you got to fight that within you day to day. You know, if there's moments where, like, you feel lazy, you know, do like 3 sets of 10 reps of push-ups in your living room. You know, you're building your body up. Go for like a little run in your apartment. You know, like do jogs around your corner, around the block. Time yourself, you know. Okay, you know, I hit this time. By next week, I should be beating it by this time. You know, all those little details are going to show on the field on the next year.
So now going into next season, tell me something you would like to accomplish going into next season. Or maybe we're talking a year from now. You just ended your sophomore season. What is something you would like to have accomplished personally and as a team?
Personally, I would like to make it to the varsity level as a sophomore because that's really hard to do. Just as a team, I want to go win it all with my teammates and my brothers.
So now talking about the reverse ring angel answer, tell the camera what you're gonna do to get to there.
I'm gonna
personal aspect first.
I'm gonna work my hardest.
What you're gonna do as a teammate? Sorry.
I'm gonna work my hardest. I'm gonna hit the gym every day, or I'm gonna try to. I know it's not possible.
No. Set a realistic thing. What is something that you realistically think and know you can do within a 7-day span? Because every day, don't get me wrong, that's great, but right now you don't hit it even once a week. So set yourself up for success in that goal. So realistically, out of the week, how many days do you think you can hit it? Right now that you're not going to practice and you're not doing any of that stuff, that the energy is there for you to do it.
Like 3 times a week, honestly.
At least. Okay. So then from now to the off season, from this off season, that should be the goal, that to hit the gym 3 times a week type of thing. All right. So continue.
What was the question?
What are you going to do as a teammate to get your team to there?
Just work my hardest, not slack off in school and on the field.
The team's looking at you right now. They're going to be looking at this episode. So you got to talk to them. You got to convince them, you know what I'm saying, with what you really have in your mind. And, you know?
Right.
Let's hear something different.
Like, what do you mean?
You tell me.
Like, let's say your teammate was right there.
Your team is right there. How you gonna convince?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, and what are you gonna expect from them?
Because there was things that I know you were in the game, so you got to see things on the field that your teammates couldn't see because they were in the game. So you had an outside perspective of what to see. So what's something that you can tell them, like, this is what we need to work on. This is where we all got to get better at. And like I said, to be a kid that's gonna make it from frost off football to varsity football, shoot, you gotta damn near be as good as a captain to make it on a team. You have to be right there next to a captain's level, like on that level, bro. On time to everything. You know what I'm saying? So what's something, how are you gonna tell your team, how are you gonna motivate them? How are you gonna influence them and yourself to get up and go when you don't feel like it? That's what we asking you. Like, how are you gonna do this? How are you gonna accomplish what you're going after next year?
Honestly, I feel like the motivation would be act like it's your last snap of football. If it's your last snap of football, you want to go your 100% always. But I think what we need to work on for next season, right? Is that one of the questions? Reading the plays. Like, I play D-line and O-line, so when it comes down to O-line, that's way more like work because you have to read if they're blitzing, if their tackle's going to do like a twist, which one comes in and then the other one goes around him, or if they're just like they're reading our plays, we need to find a way how to disrupt that so we could get a 5-yard, 10-yard, 50-yard to a touchdown. But honestly, I think we have a lot of motivation. We just need more of that, and we need to put in the work more. And same thing for me. I need to put in the work more so I could.
Well, what does put in the work more mean? That's what we want to know. Because that's a saying.
Yeah.
Break down what's putting in the work?
Like I said, hitting the gym.
Okay. Studying film.
Studying film for sure. Just doing the little stuff like running, just light jogs.
Cardio.
Eating right.
Boom. Diet.
And focusing on yourself and not focusing on others.
Blocking out distractions. Exactly. Because trust me, you're in off season, right?
Right.
It is like, just to be blunt and real with you, you're gonna have little friends and girls and like classmates and stuff, people that are just come around and be a distraction when you should either be trying to focus on to get ahead in classes so that by the senior year you're focused solely on football, that half the day you leaving your classes early, but you get time to go to the gym because you got out at 12 because you're focused on making it to the college level and being the greatest, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way you need to think about it, you know, because there's going to be classmates, girls that like you back. And one of the craziest thing is that to accomplish your dream, you have to pay attention to detail on every aspect, from the biggest thing to the littlest thing. Pay attention to detail. And one thing that a female is only coming right now to starve you of is your attention. So that's where it becomes a distraction. That instead of focused on being on a girl, you're not focused on football because that girl's right here starving you from that. So always remember, they're going to come just to distract you. They're going to come just to like get you off your game.
And the ones that won't are going to be the ones that have the same goals and same mindset as you.
Like imagine
there's going to be a girl that could be an athlete and be like, I'm trying to go to college with this.
Imagine you
know, and she's going to support your same goals.
Yeah, like
she's
let's go to the gym together. All right, let's go to the gym together. Because, bro, one thing I regret myself is not getting the grades in my senior year to play varsity basketball. I was 1 point away. I had 1.9. And then that's why I always tell you, you could go have a good relationship with your teacher so you can have a good, chemistry, and you could get like, all right, she's going to give me that. She don't pass me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting to that level too where you have to know how to know your audience and know how to finesse things a certain way where your personality and how people like you. Like, it's like that big saying, it's not who you are, it's who you know. So
let me say something.
Before we wrap it up, Avery's going to wrap it up for us.
If you're going to focus on girls, these are the only two girls you should focus on. Your mother and your sister.
Fact. Thank you for hitting that.
Right? But I'm just saying,
thank you for hitting
the ones that are right there, close to you, your mother and your sister.
Boom, bro.
Your sister, how many years apart are you guys?
7.
7 years. I assume that you guys don't have like the greatest relationship because one of you is annoying and the other one's perfect, right? No, I'm sure that both of you guys could be annoying, right? But what I'm trying to say to you, sir, what I'm trying to say to you is that you play a very important role in your sister's life. I need you to like really like
let that sink.
Let that sink in your brain and don't let it go from one ear and out the other, like our parents used to say. I need you to think about that because you play a very huge role in your sister's life. What she sees you do, she's gonna think that it's what men should do, right? If you protect your sister, if you try to teach your sister, if you respect your sister, if you treat your sister with care, kindness, and love, and treat her like she's, like a woman should be treated or a young woman should be treated, she's gonna look up to you all her life, bro. And she's not gonna steer away because she's gonna know that you're gonna be there to protect her and to guide her properly. As for your mom's the one that brought you to this world, kid. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times you're gonna disagree with the stuff that your mom's got to say because you're a hot-headed Salvadorian kid who's mixed with a lot of other, ethnicities, and that's just in our nature as young men. To disagree. But you have your mama there. She's in your life.
You're the man of the
You know what
house
I'm
too,
saying?
bro.
Trust, respect her. Number one, respect her 1,000%. And sometimes you're gonna be like, have to bite your tongue, just because you're not gonna be right compared to her.
And I don't know if you've noticed, bro. Your mom's your number one fan too, bro. I don't know if you've noticed that. She was at all of your games this season.
all
bro.
of your game, bro. You know what I would have gave? Make me cry right now, dog. Real talk. I'm about to cry right now. What I would have gave to have my dad there at least one time. Mom went, but dog, if my dad would have showed up. Dog, your dad was there. I was there. So, like, that's not something you want to take for granted, bro. Like, because that's something that you going to remember for the rest of your life.
And on top of that, Julian, the key thing, man, we talked about all the physical work that you're gonna put in, but that mental
The
work
mental,
counts
right.
as well. What did Kobe always say? Job's not done.
Right.
Even though you make it to the NFL, bro, it ain't done. You get a ring, cool, it's not done. You're not done till you retire, big dog. That's where you finish.
And that's not to say like grandpa didn't, you know what I'm saying? My dad had to provide, he had to work. At that time, he was like, I had to do overtime. They were asking me, I was a lead at work. So I like, at that time, bro, I'm your age. I ain't get it, man. F your job, bro. Like, nah, man, like, come see me, bro. And that was battles that I would have with him and arguments and stuff because I resented him for that. But now that I'm a dad of 3 kids, I'm literally in the same position he is as far as I'm a dad. But the difference was my dad gave me the ability to be like, man, do something with your hands. You're never going to starve ever. And then I was able to pick up myself with barbering that I have a flexible. Now I'm coaching my kid playing basketball. You know, that's something that like, dang, like having him not be in the stands motivated me to the point where this is what I'm doing for my kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not trying to my dad. It's just, it was circumstantial. He couldn't be there for obvious reasons. He had to keep that roof over us, you know? And this is post 08 crash. Like the economy wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like we got to get it while it's there type thing. Mm-hmm. And they were getting it while it was there, bro. Like we never not had food at the house, man. Like I'm blessed to have the parents I had, you know? And your mom comes from that. She's my sister. She's my oldest sister. She's my second mom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when my mom went through surgeries and stuff like that, bro, your mom was right there taking care of her. You know, taking care of us, feeding us. That kid was damn near raised by her, like if that was her own. So, and your mom is such a real one, bro, that's the person that you really have to like, all right, I need to make her proud. Because you don't have the same relationship that I had with my mom because of a culture difference. She was from El Salvador, came fleeing from a different country to the United States. It's totally different. Your mom was from here. She understands the same struggles you're dealing with, the same stuff that she went through in high school you're going through. Nothing has really changed besides now you have a cell phone and you have social media. But the same stuff with distractions and having to keep your grades up and all, we all dealt with it. So trust me, when you going, we've already went there, crossed there, went there 3 times and all that, you know? So don't your mom. Because you're only yourself at that point. Respect that lady because she is, man, she'll move mountains for you, bro. Like, real talk. Like, it's impressive to see your mom the way she is, who she is, how she moves. Like, I admire that woman so much. Like, There's not a lot of them like that, and you're blessed with a real one. So make her proud, bro. Like give her flowers all the time, bro. Real talk.
Not just this week that is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, bro. It's like
or her birthday or her Mother's Day.
Like he said, you're the man of the house. Like I've told you that too in the past. You're the man of the house, and you gotta really, bro. If imagine you make it to the NFL, you can retire your mom.
Yeah, I would.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro. Like, or if fuck, you could go play in Germany, overseas. There's so many things you could do.
Last thing I want to tell you too is we took all this time to tell you this, but as you go through these struggles and all this life stuff, don't wait for something to happen, or don't wait for us to tell you something. Ask questions, bro. We're also an open book. Like the blueprint isn't just for it when we're coming to you. You can go to it, open the book, open the blueprint, and ask questions and all that stuff. So that's one thing I'm gonna let you know is like always feel free to approach us with that and have the comfortability to be like, hey, like I'm going through this or that. Like, what do you think I should do? Type of thing. Like, don't think that you're in the corner by yourself fighting this fight type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, just like you said that we've been there, done that. Like, same thing, bro. Like, even if it's with a girl, bro, like we've been there where it's like you really like a girl or something like that, something's going on, like, you know, you can be that vulnerable with us type of stuff, you know what I mean?
Or when you feel like people, your friends are like starting to peer pressure you and trying to make you, force you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing, or even like you should be the voice of reason when you hear any of your homies be saying stupid, like let's try magic, whatever that is. Real talk.
Magic, whatever it is.
That must be a new one.
Like, cause it's just like, to be honest, it's like, damn, to be just that young and throw your life away like that, bro, is
So it's so easy, but you know it's
Right.
hard getting out of that shit. Now, I want to say something. If you're ever in a position where you shouldn't be in that position and you know you're gonna get in trouble, take it to the chin and call your uncles and tell them, hey, you know what?
I'm in the
Deal.
bind.
I drank the beer and I'm feeling drunk. I don't know. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm being realistic. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything.
Mistakes are gonna happen. You're
Because
not
mistakes are
perfect.
gonna happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And even though you're gonna get in trouble, avoid yourself from making it a worse experience for you and call him, and don't be scared to call him. Be like, you know what? I know that I could count on him. He's gonna talk, but he's gonna pick me up.
But
He's gonna make home that I get
bail
home
him
safe.
out.
It's
Yeah.
almost like I put myself in that position. Now I need to be lectured by. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about mistakes are there's a multitude of sizes of mistakes. There's errors, there's mistakes, there's regrets. You know,
There's Aaron Judge.
there's
I'm sorry.
there's damn Dodgers 2024.
Yeah.
There's mistakes, bro, that cost you 5 seconds,
Clip it.
5 minutes. There's mistakes that in a lapse of 5 hours, you took one too many beers, and now he's in the same situation he's saying, like, where I gotta call my uncle to get me, because if I get in the car with my homie right here that is super wasted, I could die tonight. And that's happened as Mauricio. He had a homie that happened to him as soon as he got out of high school. Rest in peace. My condolences, bro. I felt so bad when I heard that. How many kids were in that car, bro?
There's like 4 of them.
And they all gone?
Nah, the driver, the one that he's the only one that stayed alive, I believe. And it was all football players too.
Bro, how tragic is that, bro?
A couple of them NFL bound too. All of that, bro.
Bro, there was a kid recently, a couple years ago in the NBA draft. He was about to do what was it, like a pre-workout for one of these NBA teams on Corbin or Mason and Sadako, one of those streets, bro. Gone, bro. He was like supposed to be a top prospect. Just going too fast in a Tesla, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, man. Like, life is so long and it's so short at the same time, bro. If you know how to live it, all you need is once. But, bro, please just don't forget that you only get this one time, bro. And mistakes, bro, could cost you your life. Mistakes could cost you your life, could cost the life of somebody else. That's the most cruel one. that you don't even know. Sometimes the mistake you make could cost somebody else just as much damage as it cost yourself. And now we're like, damn, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and thank God you haven't encountered that yet. But be wise, man. Be smart. Be sharp.
Yeah, speaking of that, Mauricio, I asked him earlier today, I'm like, did he go to the funeral of those kids that got hit by that, what was it, Rolls Royce? The ones from the church? I asked him that because I think 2 weeks before that happened, I went to church and I got in we did small groups because I went with the teens and all that. And I got in a small group with them, with one of them, the one that passed away. And he was just like talking to us about like how's life going. And just the fact that he just like 2 weeks later, my mom told me on the news that kids from that Van Nuys church passed away.
I didn't know that.
And I didn't get to make it to their funeral because of school and football. But Mauricio did. So how was that?
I mean, it was sad, bro, because it was just something that like it was again like kind of Enzo saying like people take a decision and then they'll realize how like that can devastate a whole family. That kid was like of a family that was of a single mom family too, you know, like, and he was the breadwinner of his family, so it was tough, you know, and it was just one of those things that it was hard to see. But I've worked a lot of funerals in working what I work in, and it's not easy a lot of times, especially when it's someone young. When it's someone young that like they have a tragic ending, it's never easy to go through those because it's like you look at them and it's like they had their whole life ahead of them, you know. When it's people that are like older, like it's still painful to see family members have to go through that, but it's still it's different when you see someone that's like, bro, like not even 21 years old sometimes, you know. It's very impactful, you know.
He just turned 21 like a day ago.
Yeah, it was literally his birthday had just passed and whatnot. So yeah, that one was something that the church felt very harshly, and it's like it's one of those type of examples where it's like he was making the right decisions and all that stuff in life, but you know,
Said somebody else's choice is the ramifications.
You don't want
his life.
You don't want to be you really don't want to be on either side of that, you know. So to wrap it up, yo, and let's just say
I'm gonna say something real quick to Julian. That's a Kobe jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're a big Kobe fan, right?
Right.
So what I also like to do as motivation with Kobe, like you said, you know, put in the work, go into the gym. When you're in there, bro, just think about what will Kobe do, bro. Like block distractions, you know, think about it like a tunnel vision, like a train, you know, like it sounds easier said than done, but just like move forward. Like if it's not good for you, you'll know it in your heart, you know, and just keep pacing on what's more important, you know. And I feel like that's what Kobe means, at least to me. You know, like I'm in the gym sometimes. I'm like, damn, like I know it's basketball, but like, you know, I want to be like Kobe. I want to be the greatest version as myself, you know. And I know he sacrificed things too, you know, to get where he was at. So yeah, like, you know, Enzo said, you know, sometimes you gotta sacrifice kicking it with friends, you know, but it's for the better in the long run, you know. So just think about tunnel vision, bro. Like block distractions, man. And if you ever need help, you know, we're here for you too, man.
Facts.
Surround yourself with positive circles, bro.
I'm gonna leave you with this. Half the stuff that you're gonna be peer pressure to do is overrated. More than half of the stuff that you're gonna be peer pressure to do is overrated. I'm giving you that because from everybody right here can tell you that they can even be. We can even say it's overrated because you're doing it at such a young age that there's no point in doing it.
Right. Like I think since 7th grade, some kids asked me, like, "Oh, you want to try some?" I'm like, "No, there's no point. It's just I got better stuff to do." And
to be honest, I'm gonna just tell you this too. Like the biggest satisfactions I've had in life, especially as of lately, isn't from those short-lived little things of moments.
Because they're just little moments.
It's been reaping the benefits of hard work and doing what I just did last week and going to New York and traveling, going to El Salvador and traveling, going to Laker games and stuff like that. And it's like that feels more rewarding and more good to look back and making like, man, I worked hard to be able to do that. I worked hard and then I wanted to go do something dumb and
like you said, to get the Benz. Like one thing I was telling my brother recently was like, a Benz isn't cheap.
Right.
It's not at all. So it's like to want that, it's like you gotta put in the work. And to put in the work, you gotta like, all right, I gotta make, and at least in my field, I gotta make this much of money to pay for that because that's what I want. So a lot of the stuff you want, you have to put in the work for. And I just pray that you really focus and you go after your dreams. You focus on your family, which is your mom and your sister. You respect your dad because he's your dad. You only have one. You only have one mom. Respect your parents. They only want the best for you, just like we want the best for you. So, Julian, know that I'm super proud of you, and know that any mistake you can make, you can come back from. Just remember, anytime you're about to meter la pata, like my mom would say, think about how much is this gonna cost me. Be that smart, because there's gonna be times when you're gonna be like, "Go around, man, I want to find out." Exactly, but that's when you have to be wise enough to be like, "All right, how much is this gonna cost me?"
You know what you should be peer pressured by?
What?
Everything we just told you.
Right.
There's
You know
so
what I'm
much
saying?
stuff going through my head right
Peer
now.
pressure yourself into I'm gonna do all these things right now because that's what's gonna lead me to being great at thinking for myself.
I mean, it's
You know what I'm
easier
saying?
said than done, so I
It
just
is.
have to prove a point now.
It is. Now you just have to prove a point. You have to be like, you know what? I was that one young cat who decided at an early age to change my mindset because I had these individuals around me that were trying to push me to excel, to be great in life. I promise you, none of us had this amount of people in our lives when we were youngsters and telling us, hey, do this and this and this and that. And even the best of your friends, so you're like, yo, I'll never see myself being away from this cat. That person could lead you to do bad things. And that's crazy. And that's a hard pill to swallow. And God forbid you have to, swallow that pill one day. But just know that these things happen. So be influenced by the great shit that's around you and the positive stuff that's around you.
I've always told you, remember, be a leader, don't be led. Be a leader, don't be led.
You got a good village around you. Thank you, everybody. This is not just for my nephews. It's anybody that's younger. They don't got a good men figures around them or just good positive role models around them. We all want the best for you guys. Peace out.